Good morning, students. Today we will be learning and understanding the third unit of service marketing. And the topic that we are going to study today is perception. So, what exactly is perception? When we are talking in terms of marketing and that too in service marketing, perception means that any kind of thought a customer has already built about our services before consuming it. That means without any tangible or intangible experience, the customer has built a thought about how the service is going to be for which he is going to pay in future. If we look it by definition, it says it is a process by which an individual selects a product or service, and perception gets affected with multiple factors that are there. It can be advertising, it can be all the activities related to marketing, and it is built before taking the services. So it is highly an individual process, because if we are talking about any service, for example, if we say a beauty salon, the salon might have a different experience for two different people, and then the experience will be forwarded to other people, which will build different perceptions for that same salon which is giving the same service. So the outcomes of your service that you have provided can build different perceptions for coming customers. Also, it depends on two important aspects, which are also the factors of perception. One is the expectation and another is the motive. Now, what is the difference between an expectation and a motive is this, that expectations are preconditioned. If I want, for example, if I want to go to a beauty salon and make sure that I have a relaxing experience, it is predefined in my mind that if I go there, everything needs to be very timely done, so that I don't get bothered by any kind of changes in my timetable or routine or whatever service I am looking forward. So there is already a perception that if I go to this particular salon, there will be a proper time management and I will be felt comfortable. However, motives is how different from expectation, that I expect the salon to give me a timely service, okay, but my motive is what? To make sure that the makeup that I do or the service that I take from the salon, it has to be very good or outstanding. For example, if I go for hairdressing and I expect my hairs to grow all straight, my motive is to get my hair straight, and the outcome will be dependent if my motive is fulfilled. But my expectation is what? That they will straighten my hair in a given span of time. So this is how expectation is different from motive, and that is why these two factors combined together makes a perception for a customer. What comes next is perception keeps on changing. So another point here is perception. If today I had a very good experience, my perception will be that I will believe the next service that I will take will be equally better or far better. But however, it is not possible. In any case, if the salon is not able to fulfill the expectation for some other service that I take from that same salon, then probably my perception about the salon changes completely. So what we have understood about perception is, one, it is a process. Two, there are two factors attached to it, that is expectation and motive. Third, it keeps on changing. And fourth, it is very individualistic. So this is the basics of perception. What comes next is, what is service quality? Service quality is related to perception. First of all, we'll understand what is service quality. Service quality, according to Casper, the one who has defined what is service quality, in simpler words, is the extent to which the service provider can provide the service. So, if any customer is approaching for any kind of service to the service provider, to what extent the services will be fulfilled, define the service quality. So, for example, we'll continue with salon's example. If my expectation is that if I go to any salon and I will get a proper hairdress, if it is timely done, it is properly done, it is value for money, all these aspects are getting fulfilled, that means my service is up to the quality mark, and that is why it will call service quality. It also has different aspects, like if your service quality is good, your perception for coming customers become very good. It is also a tool that helps you to differentiate from your competitors or make your product or service a benchmark in the industry in which you are working. One more factor that plays a role is that if your service quality is good, it not only just improves the perception but also the profit margins. So this is what we have understood about what is perception, what is service quality perception, and the third aspect, which is also an important aspect of this topic, is that what is perceived service quality. Perceived service quality is that any kind of understanding I build in matter of getting the service with an assumption that all my requirements will be fulfilled. So service quality, like I told you, is to the extent the service provider can provide to the receiver. Likewise, if there is some beyond expectations that a customer builds in his mind and that is looked forward by the customer to be fulfilled by the provider, that particular thought or requirement which is beyond what is actually in the service but in the mind of the customer, that is called perceived service quality. It also says that perceived service quality and perceptions are interlinked or linked to each other. Experience quality and expected quality. When you meet these two factors, this builds a perceived service quality. So this was a brief about what is perception, what is service quality, and what is perceived service quality. Thank you.